day. It's not hump day, but it is the halfway point of September, which is actually crazy to say. But you know what? That means we got a lot to talk about. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chance that you have to come hang out and kiki about what's happening in the Bravo and Real Housewives sphere. All right. And we got a lot to talk about today. Up first, Ladies of London. There's a little bit of drama already around Ladies of London and former cast member Juliet Angus. I'll explain that more in a minute. The Twitter world is saying, the streets are saying that there is a wife swap announcement coming soon. I'll tell you why I think that's interesting. Also, I need to know immediately, what is the Housewives of Miami reunion bomb? If they ain't going to tell us what it is, then they need to stop teasing it and just let us wait. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. And also, it's a good day to be alive because tomorrow is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premiere. We've been through the trenches together. Y'all been over here waiting on the trailer with me day by day. And you know what? We got it. We got all the teasers. And now it's finally time to enjoy ourselves. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get started. Hope your weekend was lovely, y'all. Tell me how it was. Tell me what happened to you. Something that happened to Juliet Angus, if you remember her, that she's not too happy about, is that she's making her return, yes, to reality television. She is going to be on The Real Housewives of London. She filmed with them, and she doesn't come on until later in the season. Now, y'all know there are already a few episodes into season 1 of Real Housewives of London, and Juliet didn't start filming until like episode 4, episode 5. And apparently tonight or this week is the first episode for Juliet in the season, okay? Now, why that is a little messy is because over on Bravo, who is not airing The Real Housewives of London, right? They are airing, though, the Ladies of London, which is what Juliet used to be on, okay? But she's not anymore. They released their first teaser about Ladies of London today, the same day that Juliet's first episode of Housewives of London airs. You see what I'm saying? And she had something to say about it, all right? She went on, I believe it was Instagram, and she said, laugh out loud, the announcement drops on the day that my episode of Real Housewives of London airs. Coincidence? Question mark. So I will say, good for her for standing on her own, standing her ground and saying, like, that's messed up. Also, good for her for even noticing that, because I wouldn't have even put 2 and 2 together. But if you look at the replies on Twitter, people seem to be in support. And they're saying, she clocked that. She's moving like a legend. She's ending them. Exactly. It's not coincidence. And they are so petty. Bravo's so petty that it's unreal. So I don't know if maybe Bravo was in talks with her about maybe joining the Ladies of London reboot that they are doing and will be airing soon, or if they're just, and maybe she chose not to do it and is doing Housewives of London instead. Maybe that's why Bravo is being petty. Like, they have to be petty for some reason, I certainly don't think it's a coincidence. Or maybe they're just upset that she wasn't available because she'd already signed on for something else. I don't know, but there clearly is something there, and I don't know why they would do that when they know that everyone would kind of clock that publicly, like even viewers. It's like, that's not nice. So nasty work, but hey, we're in the game of nasty work, unfortunately, y'all. All right, moving on. Now, y'all have probably heard all this talk about Bravo doing their own wife swap, right? And if you watched Wife Swap back in the day, was that on TLC or like ABC or something? I don't remember. But it was where they would take like these women and switch their lives. And, one of them would move into the other's house and vice versa. Well, that's what Bravo is doing. They're seemingly going to take Real Housewives and put them in, everyday folks' lives and out of fame, and, maybe in like another state or city they've never heard of. And they're saying that the official announcement is coming soon. OMFG Reality TV said that over on Twitter earlier today. This is Monday, September 15th. And they're usually pretty right on their stuff. So I believe that it is coming. Now, The reason I'm bringing this up is because if if your panty liner is exhausted, like Leanne Lockins and like mine, when it comes to these Real Housewives of New Jersey test filming rumors and articles, then maybe you'll find this interesting. All these announcements or these, articles dropping, this tea dropping about all this test filming that's happening. And none with Teresa. That's like really what they got to put out there. No, there's none with Teresa. Teresa's not filming. And then we see that there is a show announcement coming that allegedly was set to involve 2 to 3 of those people that are test filming. So my theory is, what if all this test filming and chemistry stuff that they're doing with the Real Housewives of New Jersey is actually for wife swap? And Teresa's the only one coming back. That would be hilarious. I'm just saying. You would hear this tree hugger giggling from every corner of the United States. Just know that. Because Teresa herself did say she feels like people from her cast are putting these rumors out there about the test filming and stuff, And so even if they know, like, it could just be to kind of upset her, to ruffle her feathers, or have their name a part of the conversation and rumors. I don't know. But to me, the timing is interesting, all this flurry of test filming stuff. Now, someone who I consider to be a credible source, OMFG Reality TV, says the wife swap announcement's coming soon. And the only names attached to any wife swap stuff that we've heard so far were like Emily Simpson, Margaret, and Melissa. Why would they be test filming for wife swap if they're also going to be jumping into production for Housewives of New Jersey soon? They wouldn't. Just saying. Let me know. I could be crazy. And also, maybe I'm just I'm not going to see any avenue or path forward that does not involve Teresa until the absolute last minute. Maybe that is me. And if so, you got to let me live in that. You got to let me just ride it out. Like Luann on the camel, baby. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to be clutching on. I'm not going to get thrown off easily. I'm not giving up easily. All the paths forward I see involve Teresa when it comes to Real Housewives of New Jersey in this new chapter. I've said before, I did think that both Melissa and Teresa would somehow be back. I did. And still kind of do. I just think that the timing of this announcement that might be coming and all these test filming rumors, kawinky dink, Oh, also, speaking of rumors, and this ain't even a rumor. This has been proven, but we just don't know what it is that everyone's talking about. And that's the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. I believe it was, gosh, I can't even remember what event it was, but there was a red carpet, I think, with Gertie and Alexis. And they were the ones that first said because they had just came out from filming the reunion, and they said that it was historic in a way that there was something that happened that had never happened at a reunion before, and that it was just absolutely mind-blowing, okay? Well, my ears are already peaked. I'm already listening. I'm interested after hearing that. And then there's just been a couple other times that some of the cast has kind of hinted at it, saying that there's a bomb at the reunion that's just crazy and changes everything. And then, sure enough, Alexia was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy recently, and they kind of started talking about it again. And you could just see in Andy's face, like he said, it was like people wanted to get out of their chairs, And so he didn't have that look on his face either, where it was like Sheree whenever Portia walked into Kenya's house and she's like, oh, it wasn't a look like, oh, like this is good drama. This is good gossip. This was a good bomb that was dropped. I didn't get that vibe. I got like major oof moment, So if anyone out there is listening and has any intel, what do I owe you to get it? who does Brielle got to blow? Like, what do we got to do to get the info? And another thing, I've said this before too, in regards to the Real Housewives of Orange County finale, where for quite some time, a lot of the cast was just saying, oh, it's really, really dark. It's really, really dark. In a sense that people, they almost seemed scared to address it. Like, that's how bad it was. And that makes me nervous because I'm like, okay, this isn't fun drama. Like, if it's so bad and like dark and horrible that you don't even know how to tease it or to hint at it, should it even be aired is my question. You know what I mean? Like, if it's that bad, we've been through enough as viewers. It's tough enough out here. Groceries are $85 a bag. We don't need extra stress on the TV while I'm eating my eggs that cost my rent. Okay. I need funny. I need humor. I need laughs. I don't need to be teased and thrown around like a rag doll side to side with these just little hints for 18 weeks about something that's horrible, only for it to be so horrible that it then is not even something to celebrate. So, number one, if you're going to tease something, give me a little bit more. And number two, can we work towards having things to tease that are happy? You know? Like, and back to, we talked about this last week with Tamara being, very public about wanting Vicki to come back and saying that we need like more moments, like laughing moments and stuff like that. Yes, we do. We do. We, like that Nicole Kidman intro at the movies, and she's like, we come here to laugh. Well, I come to Bravo to laugh. Okay? I come to Bravo to watch middle-aged women lose their minds over family vans and cry in bars because they're lonely and help out their girlfriends who are going through a divorce and start wine companies that fail and engage in questionable financial behavior. That is what I come here for. We come here to laugh. Not, you just wait. Y'all wait. It's so dark. It's so bad. It's so jaw-dropping. It's so... Okay, great. Now I just get to sit here and anticipate negativity. Lovely. More. Haven't had enough. Bring on some more. Make eggs twice my rent. While we're at it. It's like... Anyway, with all that said, I can't wait to watch. Cannot wait. I'm like, tell us what it is. And I was talking with a friend about this because apparently the finale of Miami is not this week. I think next week. So that would mean that we will get a reunion teaser, as if we haven't been teased enough, or something. Maybe we'll get reunion looks this week, but something as far as actually finding out what is discussed in the content and context of the reunion, hopefully at the latest next week, that we'll see something from it other than a buckle up. I'm buckled. I got every damn seatbelt in the back seat on me. My friends are riding. We're risking it all for them. I'm buckled. Now tell me. Lord have mercy. All right. Something that I can tell you, though, that's good news is that we've made it, baby. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is finally here tomorrow. Now, next time y'all see me on Wednesday, we will have been graced with the presence of the Mary Cosby. Thank you, God. It's like the Vicki meme. But now I see, where she's doing Amazing Grace by the pool. That's it. That was a classic. That was a classic. I use that one all the time. But yeah, that is us. We are right now, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is Tamara in the pool, getting pulled up out the water. And all of us, we are Vicki just, but now I see, on the side saying, thank you, God. Because now I do see. I see another night of the week other than Thursdays. I see snow-covered mountains other than beaches with people in yoga outfits talking about stories from 18 years ago. I see a new day for us Bravo fans. Thank you, God. So anyway, we're about 24 hours-ish, a little over 24 hours-ish away from being able to plop our behinds down on our couches with hopefully a good cocktail, a good cocky, and support our ladies. And that's another thing. Make sure you do. Don't make plans. Save the Tinder dates and the Grindr hookups for Wednesday or for after the premiere goes off. And sit your tails on your couch. Turn on every TV in the house. Every light in the house was on. Every TV in the house is on. Salt Lake City, on Bravo. We want our girls to have a good season with numbers and ratings. I know that people say they don't care anymore, but why even let that conversation slide south? Let them come out with some numbers that are worth celebrating, And also, another perk of watching it live is that you're in the moment with everyone. So as soon as it goes off, you're able to hop online or text your friends and talk about what happened. So please, don't make plans tomorrow that don't involve locking yourself in your house like Jen Shaw in her jail cell and watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay? Thank you. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? I'm going to go back and see what y'all had to say. KM said she needs to get her VPN watching so I can watch Housewives of London. I don't know. It's like, have you ever seen Sex in the City when Carrie's computer crashes and everyone is like, well, when's the last time you backed up? When's the last time you backed up? And she goes, no one talks about backing up until it's too late and you should have backed up. That's how I feel about VPNs. Why didn't y'all talk about, I can't talk. Why didn't y'all talk about VPNs instead of trigonometry, instead of chemistry? Things that could be of use, because as Carrie said, no one talks about VPNs until it's already too late and you need one. And I'm sorry, I Google it and everybody makes it seem easy, like I'm downloaded an app off the App Store. But if it was that easy, I think that I would have done it already. If you can't understand what I'm saying, is that I really struggle with the VPN stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, and I need it to be either done for me or remotely or dumbed down to my level. I don't know, So if you do find a VPN that is not Christian proof, pass it along. Otherwise, I'm watching and getting viruses on every device I got because I'm watching from questionable websites. It is what it is. All right. Well, everybody, I guess I'm going to start to wrap up. I thank you so much for coming and joining me today. And I really, honestly, y'all, I'm so excited for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City to be back, not only for, my own personal enjoyment, but for our lives here and to be able to come and just have a fun conversation. And as I said, too, like OC, our girls are working, but it just hasn't been offering up moments of laughter and moments of silly conversations, amongst viewers and friends. And I really trust that Salt Lake will do what it has done the last 5 seasons and will give us fun conversations to have and pass us along laughs and funny, unforgettable one moments and one-liners that we will be putting on t-shirts and saying for years. That's what I'm hoping our girls deliver to us is, some laughs and laughter, because I think we all need it, right? So if you need some laughs, extra laughs after the Housewives of Salt Lake City premiere, meet me here on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Hurrdat YouTube. I'll be here live and Friday at the same time. Yeah, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you didn't already in the beginning. That way you'll get notified every time that I'm here. And yeah, get your vocal cords ready. It's almost time to sing along with Lisa Barlow tomorrow. I'll see y'all Wednesday and can't wait.